have a Korean gal up in a New York. Too good, me never got the
WEFM, the only fresh sound.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Welcome back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 9:32, and this is our Talk to Me segment. The number to call is 457-9997. Also, the number to WhatsApp 457-9997. If you're just joining us, sorry, you're listening to Ari, and with me is Crystal and Roleza. We are activated mornings this morning. Now, Roleza, you came across something.
I don't have my phone, Ari.
Let me get it.
Don't try to traumatize me again. I told you this morning.
Oh man. Oh, this rough. This real rough. All right. So this discussion here is rather interesting. Came across a post on Facebook, and then we went back a little bit to realize that it was actually a WhatsApp status that was posted, and it reads: if you're on Sunkissed boat ride and you see my form for POB and OA students, just tap them on their shoulders and ask them if they've been remembered to walk with their notebooks on the ride to study for my exercise tomorrow. Please, especially XYZ and ABC, full names were mentioned, but I will not call. All you, thanks, sir. Smirk, the emojis. Sunkissed Jiggy. Tomorrow will be jiggiest, in quotation marks. God spare life, 2 emojis with shades. It says here, it appears to be a teacher who posted that on social media. And of course, it gained a bit of traction, got onto Facebook, and it's now, making the rounds. So was the teacher wrong for calling out those students, or was she right?
Remember,
or he?
The number to call is 457-9997, which is also the number to WhatsApp, where you can also place calls. We're live on YouTube and Facebook at WEFM99SVG. So was the teacher wrong this morning?
All right. It's interesting that that is a topic, because I actually found it a little bit amusing that the teacher did call out the students. And I guess it's because the teacher is trying to say, what is your priority? You have X or whatever to be at this event. What it is that I focused on when I saw it was these are underage, more than likely underage children. At least I'm thinking that, given that they're in Form 4, that they would not necessarily be 18-year-olds, right? And so I looked at it from the different standpoint of children attending what may have possibly been an adult event. So that's what. So I just put that in there to say that, it's interesting that one topic or one post, you get different views from the same thing.
Question: you used to go out when you're younger?
I attended events geared towards my age when I was younger.
Oh, so in secondary school,
so it would have been functions like parties, fairs, parties as in birthday parties amongst friends, and fairs, etc.
Okay,
so
what about you,
children event related
Teen
events.
hop. Whoever, if an adult,
teen hop?
No.
Were you exposed to alcohol? This is teen hop at high school.
There used to be a teen hop at Guides Hut back.
So there would be Guides Fair. I think I only went once. I can't remember. Then prep school fair. I can't remember how many times I've gone to that. And then they used to have this teen hop. I remember one was at, I don't know if it was Macomé or Club 4040 at the time, but it was there. But I was the kind of very naive person. If alcohol was there, I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
Because I just go to Gallivant on the dance floor. So I ain't studying all them things there. So I really can't answer that part.
So this morning we have 3 ends of the spectrum regarding the age for partying. Roleza, our experiences partying at events geared towards the age. Crystal, you would say that you might have been, but you're...
No, my events were for my age, teen
also
hop.
for your age.
But you asked if alcohol was there, and I told you if it were, I would know.
So how did you decide? How did you guys decide which parties to go?
Parents. Your parents.
How did you
and then the other thing, we didn't grow up in a generation we had the options.
Oh, privilege.
But the thing of it is that we at that time, we had events that were geared towards our age. One of the problems that I think many young persons face is that there aren't activities that are gauged just for their ages, which is why we tend to find that they end up in events that are generally adult themed or for adults, which also has a spill-off effect where adults recognizing that there are so many young people going to these events that they sometimes too do not want to go to these events.
But then when you look at a young person, you automatically assume that individual is not a secondary school student unless you know them. Because when they make up and a little spruce up, they could look like 18 and over. But these events don't ask for ID, so
which is it.
So what is the age of persons going to college?
16, 17, 18.
So what you're saying is that some persons going to college should not be able to enter into adult
parties shouldn't.
Okay, that's an interesting take. Now, I was able to go to whatever events if my friends and I decide that we're going to.
Privileged.
This is not I run in my household. This is I think it's clear. If it is that we decide we're going to a party, we're going to ask our parents' permission, and then we granted the permission and we go wherever we're going. Realistically speaking, the difference is the adults there. If students want to bring alcohol, they're gonna bring alcohol. Students drink alcohol at Guides Fest. Students drink alcohol at whatever functions the secondary schools may have. Students drink alcohol at the school dance hall. It happens. Bus stops, it happens. Realistically speaking, there isn't much to separate children and adults outside of the obvious age difference. So that is why my mind didn't immediately go to
why
restricting the students. My issue is, should the teacher have put these students' names on social media? Is that professional or not? Is that harmful or not? Was she correct to do so or not?
The only reason, okay, so we would go back to that point, but the reason why it is that it came to my mind, Ari, I remember when I was teaching, I used to feel so uncomfortable being at events where students, Form 3 students, were present.
Everybody.
So that was why my mind went straight to it as opposed to the teacher outing the students.
Let me not say everybody, because I realize listeners tend to misunderstand. A lot of teachers who are in this position tend to feel that way. I have been a teacher, I go to a bar and I see students like, really? And Form 2, Form 3 students, you see them there at bars. There's one specific student that I am surprised at the bars that their parents allow them to be at all over the night. And I know it's a secondary school child because I taught him. But
you know, like a mind your own business kind of zone.
Yeah, and I have nothing to do with me, really and truly. If that's how you parenting, that's how you parenting. I don't know. And that's the thing. That's at least how I grew up, where some of my friends, they were given the privilege to go certain places. But the way that they were parented, they know how exactly to take care of themselves, what to do if something goes south, and these type of situations. And at least to my knowledge, they never got into a situation where the police have to get involved or they were harmed in any way or anything like that had happened.
One thing to know, the difference between what you said you were allowed and we had to get, permission.
I said I had to get permission as well.
Right, you had to get permission, but you were still allowed to go to certain events that we didn't list. I think gender might play a role there because you wouldn't let the girl children go in anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
But on a note of the teacher calling out the students, I didn't agree with that. I don't even think, even if you left out the names of the students, you should not have done that. You go straight to the parents or, have a discussion with the parents. This child was,
I
don't
think you need to go straight to the parents. You go straight to the principal, alert the principal about what's happening, and then we see how we decide to handle it. If it is that we get the counselor involved to find out why is it that you're choosing to go partying as opposed to doing your homework, and then if necessary, we then bring in the parents.
I think it's necessary to bring in the parents immediately, because how is it that they got to that point where they are at an adult event as opposed to focusing on the school work?
And the parent, what if the parents allow them?
And then you decide at that point, okay, the parents allowed, maybe we should just step back. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm hearing the whole thing about bringing in parents, etc. But I kind of want to believe that the parents knew where they were going. And that's
So
the thing, that
do
there are different parenting techniques out there, different parenting styles. Some would see absolutely nothing wrong with their, well, let's say there's a 16-year-old or 14-year-old child attending an adult party. It's the same thing that when we see sometimes they are out late on the streets. They are on the streets late. And I always ask the question, where your parents? Whose house you walking into this late?
And also, let's also not dismiss the fact that there are a lot of 17, 18, 19-year-old. Let me not say a lot. There are students that are 17, 18, 19-year-old in secondary school.
Right, true. So it's dependent too, right? So
Yeah.
you have to do some investigation.
Yeah, but I don't know, boy. Yes, you might be adult in age, but you're still in secondary school. There's a
That
reason
I
for
have
that. There is a reason.
That I even
All right.
have a problem with. I would love to get to the root of why are 17 and 18-year-olds still in secondary school.
There
Love to
would
get
be
to
different
that.
reasons, but my thing is that yes, you may be claiming you are an adult legally, but you are still a child if you are going to these schools. That's the way in which I would.
That's
view you.
subject to debate.
I know it's I
It's
know
subject
it's
to debate
I know
because if
it's-
you could hold an ID card at 18, but you're still in secondary school, you are.
So
an
what you're
adult.
going to say? The principal can't
you-
discipline me
No,
because I'm
you
an
can
adult.
get
If it
disciplined,
is-
but outside of school, I could.
If it
I
is,
feel
I
like
mean,
could go
Fair
there.
right? I'm pretty sure this
If I'm
happened
18?
on break. I'm pretty sure this party
this
happened on
this
when was the
happened on
party?
Saturday. I think
It
it's
was
Saturday
this
night.
Saturday for this party?
Yeah,
Saturday night.
I think it's Saturday.
Because it said tomorrow and it was circulating.
Mm.
So
Okay.
Yeah, Saturday.
But okay.
Mhm.
So when school opened last week?
last week or week before? What day was that? No.
I think
Week
it was last
before?
week.
The week before?
I feel like it's
Easter
last
break
week.
out of just yeah.
My
Ah.
biological, not my biological. My calendar clock. Stop it.
I ain't say nothing.
Stop.
All
You,
right, we
you
have
said
we
something.
have a caller.
Ugh.
Hi, caller. Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
I was
morning.
listening. You are talking about the in school. What used to happen before in all the time. I want to drop in on my time. In we time we used to have what you call school fee, right? Almost all the school used to have fee, you know. And through that, and the term to used to have some cultural event where you have like plays and that kind of stuff, you know. And we who grew up from bottom town, from school, American school, we used to go, and we evolved into, we are a place called Single City where we used to jump and put money together to a party and that kind of thing, you know. And we grew up from there, we move into what we call the Black Power era. We come as a talk in this manner about Marcus Garvey, and at them time we used to do a lot of reading. And then this establishment used to lock you up if you have certain books, man books, you know, like grandma and different kind of thing. But however, this generation I noticed Saturday Gandhi, they had a high school, they had a showcase with a lot of bands from the school, you know. And I see that as a good thing because each generation does have their own experience and their own history. And you, this generation and the way, supposed to be come up in a scientific technological age, you know, where knowledge supposed to be more accessible to all people. The phone right now in my hand, you could tap into Google and find out any subject matter you want to find out. The only thing advising me you tell them to do, double check them. You could have about 3 reference, you know. But you are in a position that we could make the world better. And then what I like to see is that we promote school club, culture club in all the school and them. And you, people like me of the generation, and you all should help to promote this kind of thing. We got in the school, each school have like a club, a heritage or culture club, and then we have the 4 house in the school. You could have your own cultural activity competition among the school houses. Then you pick the best to come out with a program to represent the school. You see, like how we have the way they call it, the push pop and this kind of thing. These is good things that we need to develop. and it could only happen when the farmer students and the parents and the family and the community. And we must encourage to have what you call the Parent Teachers Association must be more active in the school. Because we people must understand it's 10 years from now, it's going to be the 200th anniversary of emancipation. When they say we take the chain off the hand, and we flip, the other 4 years, they was putting the chain on we mind. So at this juncture, we supposed to start to prepare ourselves to liberate we mind totally and have serious discussion. We must read a lot about Marcus Garvey, along the way my brother from Walter Rodney, how Europe underdeveloped Africa. We as this generation and you coming had to pave the way for we to build a new hybrid, new era, because the Caribbean, these children of slaves, and the multi-ethnic mix we have in this country, living together in harmony should generate a better example for the whole world. Okay, my youth.
All right then.
Yeah. Is Bongo Shaka?
No, this is Kwame, the drummer man.
Oh, sorry. Your voice sounds so close to Bongo Shaka. Sorry about that.
We went to the same school, you know. We went to the Bongo Shaka. We used to get run down with drums and all them kind of thing. When you're beating drum and bottom tongue, police come run you go sad us. You used to play game. If you go in the newspaper, you would know it's only Christmas time and Carnival time. You could have played around with them teaching drum. So there's a lot of history we need to know, because let me put it simple. The farmer slave master them educate me in a way. So we say they brainwash and inculcate their culture and their sentiment in us now. So we have to look to coming out of the teaching now. We have to extract, as Kabbalah says, return to the source. We have to look for the best at the colonial master and look for our history and look for all the other race that in the country and see, because create like a fusion. I just promote a concept because we have Afro.
Kwame. All right, we would have to continue that part of it another day, okay? But thank you for your contribution.
We want them discussion, eh?
Yes. Yes. All right, take care.
All right. You said you disagree with the teacher handling it that way. So do I. So do I. I do not think that and the thing is, right, this is where people will pop in and say, well, you need to remember that teachers are human. No. These are people, children's lives that you have in your hands, and your social media will be monitored. And as we saw what happened, the person that reposted it is a very popular artist here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they called you, they addressed you by name. So now whoever it is,
I think also to look at is the fact that it was what it looks like. It's a WhatsApp status, and why was it? I guess it's also that privacy effect where you're hoping that it's what I'm saying is that you're hoping that it's just your contacts alone who would see it and not necessarily take it to further social media.
I said this before, when that guy had the issue when he posted something on WhatsApp and he was saying if he wanted the public to know, he would have posted it on Facebook. WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms. Once you put something on social media, it no longer belongs to you. You can't operate off the assumption that, okay, I know who my contacts are on WhatsApp. Whatever I post here is between me and them. Nope, that's not how social media works. As soon as it goes up on your social media platforms, and WhatsApp is included, it is public information. And I think a lot of people need to make peace with that, because you are in control of yourself. You're not in control of your contacts.
True. That's why let's block half the people.
I know, right? Those who you're not feeling comfortable with. Things. That's exactly it.
Seven people viewing this.
I found myself in a situation. I said, you know what? Before anybody make an issue out of this thing, just block.
And that's what a lot of people end up doing. As soon as they get a job,
just block.
And they into a group chat, block. I have seen persons post the status 100 and something, 50 something people blocked from seeing their statuses on WhatsApp. But I still feel the same way. You're responsible for what you put out. You can't blame, oh, somebody seeing this and you made it public knowledge by posting it to your social media platforms. But unfortunately, the time is 9:52. We have to take this time to sign out and get into our community dateline, followed by today's news in brief. So this is